So this is kind of like the man cave. Down here is kind of like the man cave. We took space that didn't exist and we made it exist in this neighborhood because you can get 155 a square foot extra when you go to sell the house. So some basements are worth doing it, some basements are not. This basement in this area, we're in the heart of Oak Hill in Nashville. So in Oak Hill in Nashville, you know, when you add square footage, you're going to get your money back. So we did this. It's a man cave. It's nothing special. It's got 18 by 18 tile, ceramic tile that looks like slate. So and we buy this stuff for very cheap because we buy by bulk. And all the sheetrock here is a green board. It's moisture resistant. Behind here, we redid all of the foundation. There are I-beams. There's 18 I-beams around the whole perimeter of the side that was slipping off the hill. So we had to rejack the house and so on. But we use plastic baseboards. In basements, you need to use ceramic tile, plastic baseboard, the marina spray foam on the outside perimeter wall, and then with a green board. Green board, why? Because it resists moisture and you don't get what they call mold. It doesn't build mold, it's mold resistant. That's why we do this in the basement. Moving on up here, we added all this space too. This was all open, it wasn't done. We added all this, we put the new electrical down here. We have a utility room down here. We just kind of kept it where, you know, we took it out of the way, just cleaned it up. This is now living space. Not that you're going to live too much down here, but it's nice and clean on the way to the man cave. Then when I'm moving up, we redid the floors here in the garage. We put this epoxy floor. Anytime you have a garage, you want to make the garage a part of the house. Anytime. So we actually painted the walls in here the same color as the house. So it feels a part of the house. And then this epoxy flooring, the reason why we do that is A, it makes it look clean and new, but secondly, if the new homeowner drops oil or any type of dirt, they could just simply wipe it off the floor and it's not going to get into the cement. That's the epoxy floor. You could buy that at Home Depot, Lowe's, any Sherwin-Williams or any paint store. You go into a paint place and you tell them, listen, I need some epoxy flooring for my garage on the ground, and they do it. Again, behind these walls is where we have the I-beams, that marina spray foam. The reason why we use marina spray foam, it's resistant to the elements of moisture, mold, and things like that, water, any type of water. Anytime you're in the basement, you got to address these kind of things. If you don't, and you don't have your AC going, you will start getting mold on your walls. It's just a natural thing. It's not black mold or anything, but it's still mold. It scares fire. So you got to make sure that you take care of all of those things. Moving on up here, these were just regular wood stairs. They were regular wood stairs. What we did is we cleaned them all up and we added full stair nose, and that's real hardwood, and we added all the hardwood that we put upstairs. It's a hand scrape. It's a 5-inch hand scrape feature. It's an engineered wood, but it's a real wood. So come on up, and we just cleaned it up. It's all about cleaning up all the properties, making them look modern, bringing them from ugly, from drab to fab, if you know what I mean. What we did is when we came in here, this kitchen was really secluded. There was walls, there was another wall over here, and another wall over here. What you want to do when you get a house is you want to open them up. You got to bring them to 2011. The way to bring them to 2011 is making it an open concept. We did, of course, the hanging lights, recessed lighting throughout, scraped all the ceilings because they were popcorn, ugly ceilings back then. They called them acoustic ceilings, and it was really cheap to blow that up. Nowadays, the kids that are buying houses today, they hate the popcorn ceiling. I've never heard somebody say, "Yes, there's popcorn ceiling, I love it." Everybody hates the popcorn ceiling. If everybody hates it, then you got to fix it. Over here, we put like a little bar area, and we opened this space up so we could make the kitchen feel bigger. Of course, you see what we do. We add some features, like the granite. It's a 3 centimeter Santa Cecilia granite. We buy the granite, buy the slabs, then we have our guys manufacture them and put them in. That's one way you could do it, or you could go to a granite place. We pay somewhere around $30 installed. From start to finish. When we use our own guys, it's usually around $20 installed. So you save $10 a square foot. I don't know if it's worth it. It's up to you at home to figure it out. But you see what we did here is we added some extra things like the cushion clothes. So you got the cushion clothes, you push on them a little bit. We got the microwave here, and that we added. We actually had to frame this out to put the microwave down here because we have the double ovens. And something in this price range, this house we bought for $216,000. We put in around $120,000, and we will sell this house, I guarantee it, for about $499,000, maybe a little bit more though, but we'll see. We put the flat top, like the range top. It's a drop-in. You have to cut your granite to drop it in, and then we put these nice decorative hood ranges. This is what's in. This is what everybody wants. This is a 36-inch. They also come in a 32 and a 30. So this is the bigger one. We wanted to go big here because, you know, it's part of selling a house in this price range. Here we got the cushion closed. It's just a little device that they put on here, and it's a cushion closed door, and it goes slowly. That way you don't slam them. The glass tile is something that it costs a lot, but it makes the kitchen look unbelievable, and it sets it off. I mean, you could buy this at a Home Depot for around $10. I think we paid about $10 or $11 a square foot. So doing this whole backsplash over here would cost somewhere around $300 to $400. Not a big price to pay when you're doing a house like this. You want to put these bells and whistles. Over here we added a recessed spot for a 36-inch width to recess your, whatever fridge you want to get. A side-by-side with the water. We put the water, we plumbed it for the water dispenser and the ice dispenser. So you got to think of little things like that. And we had a little space left over. You want to use every nook and cranny. We're going to put some shelving here, and this will be like for canned goods and all that. Again, these houses, they used to build them with the smallest kitchens. Now we try to make this kitchen look as big as possible. Also, too, it's a ceramic tile, an 18 by 18 ceramic tile. This was just regular bricks. And back in the 50s, when this house was built, the brick looked, kind of old, drab, and losing its flair. So what we did is we just wrapped the whole thing and made it look real nice. So you can kind of see what we did here. A fireplace is the focal point of any house. So we kind of took it from drab to fab again, and that's what we did. We paint with a hot resistant, it's a resistant paint. So we painted this, we didn't even take it out. So some things you look at what you're going to see. In this house, these doors in 1952 were real solid wood. What we did is we took them down, stripped them down, and made them look like brand new. We changed the lever. We went with stainless steel. And this is one thing I can't stress enough to most house flippers. Don't just try to buy things on clearance. It's good to shop around. But if you're going to go with brushed nickel, you have to go with brushed nickel throughout the whole house. So all your light fixtures, your bathroom fixtures, your door handles, your hinges, things like that, all have to be cohesive. If you don't do that, I promise you, people will notice. You think because you buy something on clearance and it's a rubbed oil or a gold fixture or whatever, stick with brushed nickel or rubbed oil. Those are the things that are in right now. As you can see, all the flooring here, we bought this on a clearance, but it looks real nice too. And we paid $2.59 a square foot, and then one of our guys installed it. So you kind of see the flair of the floor, for lack of better words. We use rocker switches. If you look over here, we use the rocker switches and the square plates. The reason why we do that is a very modern, urban type of feel. in the 50s, they didn't obviously use these, but they used the ugly little split switches. We have the rocker switches and all that. That's an inexpensive way to make a house look more modern and more chic for today's buyer. As far as the granite, we had an extra piece of granite, so we made this. We added all this onto the windowsill just as an added feature. All the windows in this house were brand new. We did shop around. You can get windows at any window place or a wholesale window place, or you could call a window installer and they'll come and measure and they'll do all your windows basically on like a lump sum. They'll count your windows, come in. We paid a lot of money for these windows because they're oversized. This window alone is 400 pounds. Ask me how I know. I helped them put it in. So, I mean, it's a big thing. But moving along here, there was a wall right here. So we eliminated that wall just to make the hallway feel a little bit larger. And then we did recessed lighting. The reason being is the ceilings are not that high. They're standard 8 foot. When you use recessed lighting, it makes the house feel like the ceiling is a lot higher. If you put like a hanging bulb light or something like that, it makes you feel like claustrophobic. So that's why we do that. If you see the bathroom here, we opened it, we made it very modern, granite, undermount sinks, Delta faucets. You don't have to go with Delta faucets, but in a $500,000 house, you should put some fixtures that are very named for people. Name brands are very important on these higher level houses. On a $100,000 house, you could go to Home Depot and get a brushed nickel fixture that's about $28 to $29 and it'll work. These happen to be around $100, so you see the difference. These mirrors that we end up buying is something that the urban type of new buyer wants, and it gives it a nice modern feel. So you want to do that, change the commodes. Again, we kept some things in here, like you know, the doors and stuff we kept, and pretty much the layout of the bathroom is pretty much the same. So, and we kept the tub. It's a steel tub. We kept the tub. It's not a bad tub. Sometimes you have to take them out, demo them out, put a new one in. On this particular one, we kept it. We're going to re-hit that spot there. But you notice, this is something that a lot of designers or house flippers, they might not understand, but if you put a band, we had some left over, if you put a band of glass tile in between your 12 by 12 going all the way up, it helps it make more of like a custom look. And that's why we do that. So, anyway, that's something that you might want to keep. Again, we got the rocker switches and whatnot. This particular house, it's a 3-bedroom on this side, plus we took the bonus room and made it a master, which we're going to go there soon. This right here was so wrecked. The floor was buckling up because of the foundation moving. We had to go in here and redo all the joists under here. Jack up the house, do new piers, things like that. That's the reason why we were able to get this house for $216. In this neighborhood, houses go anywhere from $500 to about $800,000 to $900,000. So to get a house in this neighborhood for $216, it works in the formula, and that's why we bought it. Here's some ceiling fans, our very nice feature in like a bigger room. You don't have to do it in every room, but good. This is another small bathroom. It was a half bath. We made it into a full bath. So we took a little space from the walk-in closet and we put a mud bed, shower, and of course we did the same type of tile with the glass fans. And you want to look at these shower heads right here. These shower heads are really important too. They're Kohler and Moen. You want to put some nice features like that, and of course it's all brushed nickel. Everything is brushed nickel. Even the towel racks and toilet accessories are brushed nickel. Light fixtures, brushed nickel. It's all cohesive. You want to keep it all very, cohesive. A lot of people, I hate that when I walk into a rehab house. That's what causes the house to sell, I promise. And then of course, just your regular over here, what we did is the 5-inch baseboard with the quarter round, and then what we do is we wrap our windows, and that gives it a nice feature too. So if you're going to do one, there's something you could tell your contractors at home, say, I want to wrap my windows to frame the windows is what it's called. Framing windows makes the house more custom looking. So that's something to keep in mind. But you feel how open it feels. I like the open feel.
The stained glass too.
The stained glass, we changed the front window, the front door, and you know, we painted the outside of it. And look at the view out here. It feels like you're in a country house. It's beautiful, it's private. Your neighbors in this neighborhood, like I said, business owners, doctors, lawyers, and you want to buy your houses in good neighborhoods. You buy in a war zone, you're not going to get them sold. The people won't be able to get the financing, so on. Most people in the neighborhood like this, they have the money or they have the means to get the money and the credit. So those are things you want to keep in the back of your mind when you're buying a property. Don't look at the way the property looks. Look at what it's going to look after it's done. Moving along here, we have a laundry room. Now the funny thing about this laundry room, it was in the bonus room, which we took the bonus room and we made it the master bedroom because that had the biggest space, so we were able to make it into a master suite. Well, there was a wall right here where this would have been in the master. So what we did is we ripped down the wall, we recessed the wall to make the front of the door of the master right here, and we were able to keep the laundry room separate from the master. Those are things when you're in the framing process that you got to think outside the box to be able to make the house look this way. But also too, in the laundry room, you see we got nice cabinets. They're not like the best upgraded, but they're real nice with the same poles that we had in the kitchen. So we kind of brought the kitchen into the laundry room kind of thing. And we made this very modern, sleek looking. It was very old and decrepit when we first got it. We also had a door going up here into the attic. We framed this out, put our electric panel here, and opened the doorway going downstairs into the basement. We elevated the ceiling there, so it didn't make it so claustrophobic. And it's very important to make your house feel open, and that's why we did that. Here's the master. This is the master bedroom. It used to be the old bonus room. So this walk-in closet over here didn't exist. What we did was we blew out this wall and pushed it back. So we were able to make a walk-in closet right here. And we just stole a little room from the dining room and we added this walk-in closet because the women have to have somewhere to put their clothes in. You got to remember that. This bathroom didn't exist. Again, we added this bathroom. If you walk in, you get the jacuzzi tub down there. It's the oval. It's an oversized 6-foot. And of course, we did the tile and that glass band. We had some extras. Doing things like this, these little features, is what's going to cause the house to feel like a custom home and something that you don't see in every house. This is very inexpensive. You might even have some extra left over from your backsplash in the kitchen. You can do something like that and separate it and make it really, like, set it off and make it, like, unique. And that's what people are buying nowadays. As you see right here, the framed mirror again, undermount sinks, 3-inch slabs. We had a little extra left over from the kitchen. Why not put it here, you know? Everything works. Beautiful gooseneck faucets, people like that. And again, it's brushed nickel. Anyway, it's Paul Kazanowski with Diane on the other side of this camera. She's smiling. But anyway, it was great talking to you, walking you through 1813 Kingsbury. We have it on the market for $499.9, right at $500,000, and I promise you we'll sell probably 2 or 3 showings, and we'll get an offer on this one, maybe even 2. Signing off, great talking to you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.